We live in a time where social media shows you one thing, but the reality is the complete opposite. Like this woman who glorified solo travel on Instagram, but was miserable every second of it because she was alone and hitting the wall hard. Today, being an OnlyFans creator is celebrated as empowering, whilst being a stay-at-home mother is shamed as being oppressed.
I feel like all women should consider themselves a 10.
Oh no! Oh!
You triggered my trap card!
No, all women should consider themselves a 10. The fact that like women
You're
are
too
gonna be
old
like,
to be
oh,
that
I'm
dumb.
a
Like,
5. It has nothing to be with being dumb. No, not at all. No, am I really gonna look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh, I'm not a 10.
Well,
oh, I'm
yeah,
a this.
because you're not perfect.
No.
No one is.
There's a reason you put on makeup, and if you were a 10, you wouldn't be single.
That's not true. I mean, if I wanted to be in a relationship, I
30?
could. I just haven't. I'm just not gonna settle.
Yeah, if you were 10, you wouldn't have to settle.
It would be with the right guy.
Yeah, bars.
We live in a time where most, if not all women, think they're 10S. They think they're the ultimate prize for any man who is important enough to be considered as a boyfriend by these women.
I don't consider myself a feminist at all, but that it did get me thinking, and I did write an article that I think will come out soon about the downfall of living a selfish, me-focused life, you know? And it does, I mean, for me, it's definitely started to feel hollow and meaningless. And, you know, it's taken me to this point in my life to realize that that's not a life that's going to bring you happiness. I mean, and maybe it does for some people. I honestly have a hard time believing that. If I thought I would spend the rest of my life alone, if I didn't think that I would get married and have children, I would be devastated. So, I don't know. It is such a me-focused culture right now. I was constantly fed this idea that women can do everything. We don't really need men. Women can have the great career and have the kids that they like and change the tires and do this. I mean, I grew up thinking, and men are great, but like I can do all the same things. Like I do feel in many ways betrayed by that line of thinking.
Now, this girl finally realizes the truth. She has realized she was brainwashed into this thing that all the cool girls drinking Kool-Aid were into. It was called feminism, and it promised women the independence to live their lives like men, from their point of view. Little did these women realize that living a man's life is not easy, and not something most women would want or be able to do. That's exactly what happened. After a while, women started realizing they were better off making sandwiches and chilling with other women at home and looking after their children, while the husbands went out into the world and busted their backs trying to earn money for the well-being of the family. Now, ex-feminist women want traditional men after years of riding the carousel and racking up a huge body count. No thank you, ma'am. Could you ever trust someone like this? In modern times, women hate stability and assurance the way men hate chaos and uncertainty. When the modern woman offers nothing other than monkey double backflips, only an incredibly naive simp would invest in them. Women thought 50 Shades of Grey was real, and a Chad like Christian Grey would fall hopelessly in love with Miss Average. It was totally realistic that he didn't want a prenup. At every turn, child support is viewed as alimony. If women are biologically inclined to love a provider, this unemployment test is an almost sure way to get a divorce. It's as if a woman wants to test our love and decides to overeat and do no exercise. You will definitely lose interest in her after some time.
You guys might make $1 million on only. You're trading $1 million for 45 to 70 years of loneliness. $1 million is a house.
But they said they're okay with
It's not worth it, dude. There's a lot of life to live. She gave up a 3-year marriage to go to Miami. A 3-year marriage for Miami. She said, well, he didn't let me go to Miami.
You say men?
She threw away a 3-year marriage.
Sir, you're making her cry.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry. We just been through a lot and I don't know what else to do.
All right, well, I guess
I'm gonna burn it. I'm gonna burn it now.
the truth hurts. Women can't handle the truth. They really can't, bro.
They don't need a man. They said it loud and clear. They have their own money, their own homes, their own 401k, dental, medical. They pay for their own food, clothing, vacations. They are fully functional, adults who don't need a father by proxy, don't need a supervisor or manager. They have their own autonomy, their own agency, their direction in life. They do not need a man. So, what is their problem? They have state protection with laws so vague that if you breathe, it's considered harassment. If they cross your line of sight and you notice them, you're a creep. They use dating to hunt and gather intel on rich guys, Chad CEO, Tyrone Trademaster, create Excel sheets on locations, times, and places, then headhunt the best option, placing them in viable placements for monkey branching. They don't want to put in the work. The man must find them, chase them, acquire them, please them, placate them, pamper and praise them because they are all queen princesses and deserve so much more because they exist. With so many streams of income at their fingertips, they don't even need a home, just have a ring light, a phone, and an account, and the money rains in better than an open roof in a thunderstorm.
I have a thing for single girls.
I don't have a thing for short guys though. I'm sorry.
Hey.
I'm too tall.
Too tall?
Yeah.
Take up those chanclas.
They're not gonna do a difference.
Well, ma'am, look, let me tell you this. I'll accept you for the way you are, because I know.
Deep down inside is what matters.
Look, because you care about height, but if you take off that makeup, guys will look at you different.
No, I'm so cute regardless.
Are you so cute?
Yeah.
So why you have it on then?
You're right.
The anti-male feminist women of today have incredibly high body counts, and they're proud of it. They're proud of the fact that they don't have any responsibilities towards their own bodies and towards their own well-being. They constantly try to oppress and subjugate men and feel they've accomplished something when they do. They deliberately reject and ignore men so that they can get an ego massage of how they are superior to men. Today's version of feminism empowers women to not just want equality, but to gain superiority over men. As Jordan Peterson put it in one of his interviews, feminists today think about 1% of men who wronged women in the past and use that to treat every man or the other 99% in the same way, basing their whole lives and the feminist ideology on it, which is a completely illogical thing to do. And this is why modern women today have incredibly high body counts, because they've equated that with being independent and free, and with getting back at those 1% of men who actually did oppress women.
It's annoyed at her own energy.
What's the most a man should spend on a first date?
I feel like if I'm gonna get ready and I'm gonna use all my products to come out with you, I need like a minimum of $200. A minimum, and that's like being nice.
And what does the man get in return for that?
My presence?
What, aren't you having his presence within you already?
I hear you, but no. No. I mean, like, I'm here to get to know you. I'm here to get to know you. You invited me out.
But he has to drop $200.
Yeah, because
minimum.
Yeah, because
just because you have to do your makeup.
Because I have to. Okay, so we're gonna do the math. My moisturizer is $400. My eye cream is $300. My serum is like another $300. My makeup, not included. So if I have to spend, that's my money. I'm spending my money on these products. I'm going to use these products.
What are you using them for, though?
For myself.
Okay.
But I'm going to use these products and I'm going to show up because it's not like I'm going to show up in sweats.
The man doesn't owe you anything if you're just getting to know each other.
If you're inviting me out, you owe me.
This is why I feel that modern feminism has lied to women in general. Modern feminism has robbed women of their meaning and purpose, and given them a new purpose that is only making women more and more miserable. You only have to go and see the women around your society or online today to know what I mean. Women are miserable because of feminism. They think they're part of some positive movement that liberates them of their worries, when in fact, it only steals their value from them. I was recently reading a study that said women who enter the marriage as virgins, or with one sex, which is now a rarity, are the least likely to divorce. Women with 10 or more partners are the most likely to divorce, but this only became true in recent years, the study said. This only goes to show that the more women sleep around, the more they're likely to lose any sense of loyalty and future stability when it comes to relationships. On top of that, no man truly wants to be with a woman who has a high body count. Men and women have their own roles, and that has not changed. The more aligned a man is with his masculinity, the more successful he's going to be. He's not going to be able to attain that if suddenly decides because of popular culture that he'd rather be a woman. Similarly, the more aligned a woman is with her feminine side, the more successful she is. For her, success isn't wealth creation, it's the happiness of her children. It's in the moments that she shares with her family. However, modern feminism has completely twisted this to make it sound like being traditionally feminine is a weakness. That masculinity is a weakness, and that women need to be more masculine and men need to be more feminine. They've completely twisted it around, and women are miserable as a result. What started off as a quest for equality is now a quest for superiority. Modern feminist women say they want equality, but they only want it on their terms, which includes domination over men. Women want selective equality. They don't want true equality. They want the same salary that a man has for a particular position without having to work for it as much as that man. Women want a place in the boardroom, but they don't want to sit past 6 p.m. because they've got to go to their spa appointment. Women only reveal their anti-male woke nature when they do they things because it shows they just want to ride the wave of success without having to actually work for it. They compare themselves with high-quality men who literally sacrifice their entire lives and live in incredibly competitive environments just so they can get to those positions. Modern feminine women are also promoting a dangerous narrative, which is that they believe they can function in societies without any men in those societies. This is a dangerous narrative because it will misinform young women about how they can do that without ever having to work for it. Will these women work in the sewers? Will they work in the mining industry? Will they literally work in deplorable conditions that men work in just so they can feed their wives and children? Or is it just the CEO that modern women want to emulate and look at? Why the hypocrisy? Why selective equality? Truth be told, this isn't equality. It's gender politics for domination while using whole generations of innocent women as pawns. Based on just observation, they must be empty inside. Craving emotional jolts is the only time they feel alive. Looking deeper into meaning and purpose will sustain them and free them from this drug-like addiction of misery. Only they can choose to liberate themselves if they want a better life experience. It doesn't look like they're going to grow anytime soon. In the end, as a man, I would love to jump at the opportunity to date a female who is genuine. No, it doesn't mean I won't return the same energy, because why would I ask you to be genuine if I was going to be fake? At the end of the day, I'll stay single until then, building my empire higher and stronger. Don't try and fool me with your claims to this or that either. I can see snakes coming miles away. That's it for today. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.